Hi, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Coming Out with Liz and Eddie. I am Eddie Conner.
And I'm lizlayug.
This entire episode is about winventories, not SIN-VENTORIES, but winventories. And here's a question to launch the show. Do you at home actually count your blessings?
And here's another question. Do you know that appreciation is the single greatest tool people use to deliberately work with the universe?
It's one of my favorite tools.
Yeah.
So I'm going to swing it back around to you. Do you actually count your blessings?
Yes.
How you do it, Liz?
How I do it? Well, I...
Don't say you look cute. That you're lovely. That you're wonderful.
Oh.
Because she's all of those things.
You're so sweet.
But how do you do it
You're
when nobody's
handsome.
in the room? Oh.
No, usually what I do, and I think I should do it more often, but I think that in general, people don't necessarily do it all as much as they should. And what I normally do is at the end of the year and at the beginning of the year, I will go through a list of things that I'm grateful for and the things that maybe I thought I kind of missed off the track, you know, maybe are my SIN-VENTORIES. And, but I would focus on my winventories. And then at the beginning of the year, so here I am after a year in the month of December, and then in January, and then I don't think about it until pretty much till next time.
Okay.
And that's kind of like a trigger, you know, so yeah.
How do you remember then if you wait till December to winventory all of your year and then you start the new year?
Well, you know, I also, as part of it, as part of my winventories, I have a goal setting portion of it. So afterwards, I would put my goals for the following year. I would take time to reflect on what I did during the year, my list of my winventories, and then I would reflect upon that. And then I'd say, okay, this is where I did it. Boom, 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 boom. And then I would put in next year, those things that I didn't accomplish that I wanted to, I look at it and I see, well, was that really, you know, was that really important?
Yeah.
Did I really need to do it? And if not, I take it off the list. And then when I make my new list, I have a whole new set of goals. And I would add some of those old goals from the previous year to the new one. And then that's how I would do it.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to move some of my stuff to 2023. And I'm going...
But I would do it religiously every single year. But I know that in general, most people are like me. They do that, you know, so...
Oh, bless our hearts.
I know. So you tell me what you do, Edward.
What I do, I am a count your blessings junkie.
You are.
And I'm an appreciation junkie too.
Are. Totally. He really is. He really is.
The silliest, simplest things. Like my tree in the front yard had this big limb that fell from the top down almost, and it was hanging, but not low enough for me to grab. Mm-hmm. And I started talking to that tree. I'm like, I love you. I know people complain about the little berries you drop and get on their shoes, but I don't care. I love it. I'll just keep sweeping my sidewalk and talking to you. And I would watch people walk past my house, and they were like, they would look up at the big branch, and then
they would
move their puppies out of the way. They would move their babies out of the way. Oh, yeah. And if they were bad kids, they would lay them on the ground and stake their arms to the ground. And, no, I'm joking.
No, I know.
In case the limb fell. But I would talk to this tree. I would appreciate the tree. I would count my blessings for the tree, the shade, the coolness, etc. And no joke, I got up yesterday at 6 o'clock, opened my door to go get me some coffee, honey. Mm-hmm. Hey, to the kids at Starbucks, Alma, Elijah, the rest of you. Oh, God. Because I'm counting my blessings, y'all. And that limb was laid out on the sidewalk, and it looked like it had been set off by an atomic bomb. And I was so grateful.
Oh, wow.
And I was like picking up all of these limbs all over the yard at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I was going, thank you so much for falling in the middle of the night. Thank you so much for making sure everybody was well. I mean, that's kind of
because it was heavy, so heavy.
It was huge.
It was going to
It was as big as the top of an SUV.
Oh, wow.
It was huge, and it splattered everywhere.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, you're sick. That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, so I was very happy that it did that.
Yeah.
And I just realized something intuitively.
Yeah.
I never worried that it was going to hit somebody.
Yeah.
Because worry would have perpetuated the opposite of actually what happened.
That's right. That's right.
So we don't take worry-tories.
Yeah.
That did not go off very well.
But you understand. Yeah. I get it. You don't focus on the negative. You focus on the positive and what you wanted to have the positive outcome.
90% of the time.
Yeah. I got you.
And the other 10%, I wait till
great.
December
I love
to
that
review
story.
them.
I love that story.
You'll go to hell for lying, Liz.
So what else? How do you when do you count your blessings, like inventory, like actually inventory? I mean, that's a great story. But
Every day.
Do you do that every day?
I've had 37 winventories just sitting right here.
Oh.
And it was challenging, y'all.
But give me an example. Besides the tree. Just give me...
Besides the tree.
Well, no. The tree is like to me, the tree is a significant event. But I'm just saying, like, in general, when you do it, how do you inventory?
Okay, so I'm going to go right into how I use appreciation to enhance the quality of my life with counting blessings.
Yeah.
And they're two separate things. Counting your blessings is what it is. Yes, when you count your blessings, it will activate, if you're doing it in an emotional way, your appreciation, your gratitude, and your thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
So one of the ways I appreciate and count my blessings here, literally in this moment, is I'm appreciative that we have so much fun with each other.
Yeah.
That when we flub up, we will literally just maneuver and have fun with it. Yeah. When we're going over outlines. And Liz and I could not be more different.
Yeah.
And we will banter back and forth like brother and sister, husband and wife, grandma and grandpa.
That's right.
We really do.
We do.
But just want you to know, grandma wins.
No, not always.
And I'm just telling because I might be homosexual, but I know the woman always wins. And it's the banter we have. It's the rapport we have. It's past life bleed through we have. It is we both love doing what we love to do.
Yeah.
And I just keep compounding that. We're going to talk about energetic multiple orgasmic combustion points just a little bit later in this show.
Yes, we are.
A little bit of teaser there with coming out with Liz and Eddie.
Yep.
So do you believe history repeats itself?
Yeah, I do.
And why?
Yeah. Should we discuss?
Right here in the outline where it says discuss Lucy. No, do you believe history repeats itself?
Okay. Yes. You know what? It's very much like fashion. It always repeats itself constantly. I mean, if you look at the instances of historical events, these things happen over and over and over again. If you look at your fashion, things happen over and over and over again. Same thing here. It will happen over and over and over again. And unless you change your behavior.
Exactly. And to change your behavior, it means you change your thoughts, you change your feelings, you change your frequencies around that old behavior. Another reason history repeats itself is because we keep reciting what's not working. Yeah. We keep looking at the thing that failed. I was talking to Malcolm yesterday when we were in between shows. Yeah. And we were talking about how some artists especially, even though they're right in the middle of a standing ovation to a house of 10,000 people, some artists will see the one person that didn't stand up and almost negate the 9,999 people that are
actions that are in your life.
Exactly. Yeah. And if that is who you are in life, whether you get in a standing ovation or not, then you want to inventory where you're missing the mark and then flip it into something more grateful. So you understand why you're doing it, but you don't beat yourself up over doing it because you don't want that history to keep repeating itself back. You know what I'm saying, Liz?
I think that's an excellent exercise that can easily be done every single day. You know, looking at it, because, you know, like a lot of times people have a difficult time doing things every single day, you know, as a conditioning, you know. But this type of thing, especially if it's for you, self-care,
Yes.
self-love. We talked about creating self-love. This is part of it. So you can put down, and I can see where, when you put down your winventories, your list of positive attributes, where it can affect you. And when you can actually write it down and see it, you can see it and you can focus on it and you can actually go, oh, yeah.
And just the act.
And you can manifest that.
Yes.
Because you brought it out of here and you wrote it down and now it's here in the physical.
And the reason it works that way is because when you write something longhand, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between fiction and nonfiction.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Reality or make-believe. And athletes do this all the time, especially Olympic athletes. They will close their eyes and they'll listen to a piece of music or whatever it is, and they will picture, visualize, feel themselves running that track or swimming those laps or throwing that shot put over and over and over. And your subconscious doesn't know if your body's actually doing it and winning the gold or if you're visualizing it. So when you write it down, it bridges the reality between the subconscious and the conscious thinking mind. And it's a great way to do intentions with a Zen-like feeling about them, also known as Zen tensions.
Yeah, I mean, simply, it's from the non-physical to the physical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so also, people habitually rehash the negativity in your lives. What do you think about that?
I think that's one of the main ways history repeats itself, number one. And number two, I love people. I love humans. I love y'all. But humans are lazy. We will innocently, I hate the word lazy, by the way. I hate the connotations of the frequency of the word lazy.
Yeah.
So it is.
Well, I think it brings judgment,
Oh, of course it does. Self-judgment, outside judgment on the inside, et cetera, and so forth. We can be lazy thinkers. You could be a workaholic and be a lazy thinker.
Yeah.
And what do I mean by lazy thinker? How does history repeat itself? We keep repeating the same 40,000 thoughts today that we did yesterday, the day before, the week before, the month before, the year before, all the way back to your childhood. Unless you refresh, reboot, renew, revive, and then realign with something bigger, brighter, and bolder than what you've been living the whole time. And that's how you keep from repeating history. And yes, I think we mentally all day focus on what we don't want instead of what we do want. But it's just innocent, lazy thinking.
Yeah, and I think that in relation to that, it's like you're making judgment constantly. So you've decided this behavior, these thought forms are what it is that you do every single day. So yes, in total agreement. So like if you recreate, I think that if you recreate those thoughts, exactly what you're saying, if you recreate that and you start a new tape and you recreate your behavior in that moment, you have just broken the pattern and now you're starting anew.
I love that.
Right, that?
Yes.
Yes, sister.
What? High five. Don't hit the mics.
Okay.
Oh,
Sorry,
no, you
Malcolm.
did. Okay. If you're just tuning in, you're watching Coming Out with Liz and Eddie.
And I'm lizlayug.
I'm Eddie-conner, and the title of this show is The Power of Win-Ventories. So we're going to dive all the way down, and we're going to define right now what a SIN-VENTORY, S-I-N-VENTORY is versus a win-ventory is. So some people don't like the word sin. Well, listen, my grandma's like, you sinned, you're going to burn in hell. And I'm like, no, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. What was I supposed to do? Be the good kid and go straight to hell for my grandma? That was her belief system, not mine. But sin simply means missed the mark.
Yeah.
It's an archery term.
Yeah.
And it means gently miss the mark. So if you didn't hit the bullseye, you're just a little bit off, then you gently miss the mark. Mm-hmm. Or if you sin really, 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 really big, that means you were way off the mark and you need to fine tune it so you can come back into the center and not sin again. So most of us keep inventories on where we miss the mark. habitually repeating the old patterns that don't work. Now, ask me what a win-ventory is, Liz.
Okay, Eddie, what's a winventory?
A win.
Wait, let me be serious. What's a winventory, Eddie?
I like it when you're not serious. Do it again. Take two.
What's a winventory?
Oh my God, thank you for asking. A winventory is when you choose to go back and inventory every win, everything that worked, everything that felt good, everything that was uplifting, every standing ovation vibration that you received, every kindness. Child, I went to Starbucks this morning. I love my kids at Starbucks. I sound like an old woman, don't I?
No.
I love the kids at Starbucks.
I love the kids at Starbucks.
And almost like, Happy Valentine's Day. I forgot it was Valentine's Day. And then I put money on my card, did all my stuff. And then she said, wait a minute, you went too fast. And then she gave me a surprise coffee.
Oh,
Wasn't that so sweet?
that's so sweet.
And so a winventory. And am I going to write her a thank you note for that?
Yes, you are.
You know I am. Now, why am I going to do that?
I have to say, Eddie writes thank you notes for everything. And that's part of the energy. And again, he's demonstrating where if you write something down and you gather that energy and you send it back to the person who had sent you the winventory and you're grateful, that energy of gratitude. So it's actually symbiotic. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, you go both ways? I thought that was called something totally different, not symbiotic.
No. But I have to say, okay, so basically SIN-VENTORIES, and we were talking, is that like SIN-VENTORIES is what doesn't work, and winventories is what works, right?
Well, if you
Bottom
make it all simplified like that, yeah, Liz, I'll roll with you.
But that's true. But I think it's excellent way to clarify everything, And so what's your personal SIN-VENTORIES, Eddie?
My personal SIN-VENTORIES is, I caught myself doing this on the way over today, and I caught myself doing it 37,000 times since I've been here.
Yeah.
And that is, I complain about my body, but I do just enough about it and then stop. And then I'll go back and expand, and then I'll lose weight, then I'll gain it, then I'll lose weight, and then we'll set a date. And then I got down 13 pounds. I couldn't get down to 222 like I did last season. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
So my area of absolute aggressive, ugly, fugly SIN-VENTORY is all of this deliciousness you see sitting here in this suit. Why do you think I wear sports jackets and sports bras and myrtles?
I'm wearing
those are man girdles. So that I'm bridging my reality. But all I'm doing is putting a Band-Aid on this big old train wreck.
No, but I think that it's good to know is that everybody's in process. You're all going towards the ideal. That's it. The ideal is a perfect list of winventories. Your SIN-VENTORIES are you're in process getting to that ideal.
Right.
But I think that as long as you have the item written down, your goal, which is your winventory, then you can hit the target, right?
Yes.
You won't miss the mark.
I just saw this vision. It's like, yes, I can write it down all I want to, but if somebody don't slap the damn donut out of my mouth.
we have to say this, that we love donuts, right? We love donuts. And so thank you, Mama's Donuts. We love you. And, we love donuts.
We love us some donuts. Listen, if you just tuning in, you listening to Coming Out with Liz and Eddie. I'm the donut eating Eddie.
And I'm the donut eating Liz.
And the title of this show is The Power of Win-Ventories, not SIN-VENTORIES. And we're going to give you 6 ways that you can personally enhance your very own inventories. Take it away, Liz.
Okay. Acknowledge each win as a miracle and appreciate it with childlike enthusiasm. I love that one.
I do too. Number 2, don't just willy-nilly count your blessings and then forget that you have them less than 10 minutes later. You want to get centered and listen. Sometimes once a week, just write a thank you note to the incident that happened. It doesn't have to be to the person. It can be to your inner being for attracting that inventory to you.
Oh, I love that too. Each time you feel great in your solar plexus, concentrate on your wins with heightened feeling. So again, it's the feeling, it's the energy. You have to feel it to make it.
Number 4, what you appreciate, you draw to you. And remember last season when Liz was appreciating Tyrone, and what she was appreciating was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. She didn't even know it. Well, appreciation always wins.
And then happily allow each win to build on the win before it. Think of it as energetic, multiple orgasmic combustion points.
Frequencies,
right?
y'all. Yes. Look at you. High five. Air high five. Boom. Okay. And number 6, speak to each win specifically based on how it entered your life experience. We're going to go over these in a little bit more detail. And then speak to it as if you would speak to someone who gave you an extravagant gift or a life-changing experience for the better, not for the worst. So let's start back at the top. Liz, acknowledge each win as a miracle and appreciate it with childlike enthusiasm.
Well, I think that if you think about children, they're so innocent. There's no judgment there. They're happy. They wake up in the morning and they're appreciative and they're just full of love and happiness, and the world is their oyster.
Yeah.
And so they're just like, they're living their life and being honest and clear and innocent. But that energy and that enthusiasm is what is contagious. And I think that's the wonderful thing about it. Let it be for yourself.
I love that. And with childlike enthusiasm, they're in the present moment. Most children from birth to 7 are in the theta state, which means they're between worlds. They're living one foot in the spiritual world, invisible world with angels and guides, and the other foot here in the 3-dimensional world. And they're in the present moment, and they're enthusiastic about everything. Look, a toe, a finger, a floor. What? And so we want to go back to some of that childlike abandon. And when you acknowledge each win as a miracle, what is a miracle? It is a shift in perception from fear to love.
Yes.
It is a shift from poverty to prosperity. It's a shift from not enough to I'm grateful.
Yes.
And so when you acknowledge each win as a shift in consciousness with being in the present moment with the enthusiasm of a child, your thoughts are things, and your thoughts will attract more experiences, circumstances, and situations that perfectly match what you're actually appreciating in the moment.
Again, remember, it's vibration and energy. Words have power, and part of the quotient that we keep talking about, those elements, you have to say, you have to desire it, you have to think it, you have to say it, and you have to feel it to make it manifest.
That's right. Number 2, don't just willy-nilly. I love that word. I don't know why I love it.
I love willy. Do you like nilly? Go ahead.
You like willy, I like nilly. Don't just willy-nilly count your blessings now and forget them 10 minutes later. And what we mean by that is counting your blessings is not a cerebral act.
No, it isn't.
And when you write a thank you note, it can be whatever you want it to be, but what your soul is sparking you to be is in the moment and in the feeling energy of why you are actually grateful. So if you're counting your blessings now, cerebrally, it ain't going to go nowhere.
No, it's not.
If you count your blessings and you feel it in your solar plexus even more. What is your solar plexus? It is the solar plexus chakra. It's a spiritual center.
Power chakra.
It's yellow, and it is the area where you create 99.99.9% of your life experience. But wait, there's more, Liz. It is also where your self-esteem, your self-confidence, your fight or flight center is, and it is tied into your creative artistic expression. In other words, you can take something that's not working and you can acknowledge it and flip it to something that is working. You can cut from the old and jump right into the new. So don't count your blessings now intellectually. Count them emotionally in a way that you're all charged up and juiced up, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, your solar plexus is your power center. Without that power center, you're empty.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. It's fun being telepathic.
You're so funny. Okay. So when you concentrate on your solar plexus, you concentrate on your wins with heightened feelings. What's that feel like, Edward?
Concentrate on your wins with heightened feelings. So anytime you feel good already in your solar plexus, remember self-esteem, self-confidence, fight or flight. Anytime you already feel good, then jump on the bandwagon of that existing feeling and ride that mofo out to the heavens.
Yeah, exactly. Just enhance it and remember what it feels like. Because sometimes you feel that you don't know what it is, but once you become aware of it, you become the observer, you know what that feels like. Enhance it for yourself.
And number 4 is what you appreciate, you draw to you.
Yes.
What you appreciate gets bigger. And even though I said I wasn't going to say nothing about Tyrone, you telepathic.
Okay.
So appreciation actually is one of the most powerful inner emotional magnets that your soul, your inner being has to keep drawing continued situations to you that make you happy. What about number 5, Liz?
Number 5.
Number 5, girl.
It's happily allow each win to build on the win before it. Think of them as, why don't you say it, Edward?
Energetic, multiple, orgasmic combustion points. See, I speak sign language.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent.
energetic, multiple, orgasmic combustion points. So, why would you want to allow this win to build on the next one? Why would you do it?
Because it would expand the energy and the vibration. It would only enhance my energy, myself, my beingness, so that I can open myself up to even more wins in my world and attract people, places, and things that will enhance my experience and bring me to that place that I want to be.
And it's a great habit to get into, right? We have a habit of focusing on what we don't want. We have a habit of looking at the lack. We habitually think 40,000 thoughts a day. So if you're an innocent, lazy thinker, you will fall into somebody else's script. Oh, this is good. Yeah. If you do not purposefully choose thoughts to think that feel good, especially something like winventories, you will become the cog in somebody else's wheel.
Oh, that's perfect. Yes.
And the more you play in childlike enthusiasm with this win and then a new win and another is what Liz said. You set your own tone, you become the captain of your own ship, and you get to beautifully influence other people around you because you tuned in, tapped in, turned on to the winventories of the universe.
And just know that when you do it for yourself, you're like a way shower. You're doing it for other people as well. You've opened up that ground and they come behind you. People come behind you and they can see it's possible.
That's right. Number 6 is speak to each win specifically based on how it entered your life, and speak to it like you would speak to someone that gave you a gorgeous gift. And I'm going to go back to the coffee, to the Starbucks, Alma and Elijah. And there's lots. I love all of the kids there. They're my 2 favorite.
Yeah.
And here's why. The first time I ever went into that Vaughn's, AKA Starbucks, I left my phone at home and I had to order something that a friend asked me specifically to order that I could not remember to save my life because it was a Chaka Laka latte, non-fat, add shot, take away this and throw barbecue on the grill with Splenda.
Yeah.
And I was so confused-macated.
Yeah.
And nobody was behind me. And I said, oh my God, I can't remember this drink. And so Alma said, here, call her. She handed me her phone. And I was like, okay. And I called the person and they're like, who is this? And anyway, I said, what's the name of the drink? And I repeated it back to Alma. I said, thank you. I'll see you in a minute. Bye. And gave it back. And since that kindness, and I love kindness. Yeah. I'm appreciative of kindness. Kindness, when somebody's good to you in any way, shape, or form, count that blessing,
Yeah.
activate that appreciation, ride that in your solar plexus
That's
megaphone.
right. That's right.
Keep stacking the wins on top of each other, because that is absolutely unequivocally beyond a shadow of a doubt an energetic multiple orgasmic combustion point Tyrone Liz experience.
Right?
It is.
And then, like, I just want to add, like, sometimes during the day, a lot of people are at work or with family or whatever, and they're going out and they're just their normal daily activities. We forget to be kind. We forget to be grateful.
I don't.
Well, I know you're different, Edward. You're
I am,
special.
Mama.
Special Eddie. Oh, did I say that?
Malcolm, don't edit that.
But no, for really. I mean, I just want to encourage everyone. I'm guilty of that.
Which part?
We're guilty of going so fast in your life. You forget to be kind. You forget to be grateful. You forget these certain things that that needs to be done for yourself, because you're not just doing it for other people. When you're being kind, or saying a kind word or being grateful, you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
Because whatever you do to others, it comes back to you.
Oh, yeah. That's some
Right?
fast-ass karma. You go
Yeah.
around being a
Yeah.
snarky, disconnected from source energy and vomiting your stuff on other people.
Yeah.
Listen, my karma is so fast that if I say
me
something
too.
snarky to Liz, like a button flies off my blouse. I mean, it is instantaneous karma. So those are the 6 things to help you enhance your own personal winventories.
Yes.
I'm Eddie Conner.
And I'm lizlayug.
And you've been watching Coming Out with Liz and Eddie. Thank you for sticking to the show today. Okay? You could have changed the dial. You
That's
could have
right.
changed the channel.
That's right.
If you like what you put up with, click like, click subscribe. Listen, tell your friends how fabulous we are, even if you're lying. Liz, what's our next show?
Our next show is Miracle Manifesting 101. This is going to be amazing, the next show.
Is that like psychically you're picking that up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Okay, look that way.
Okay.
And thanks for tuning in. Remember, till next time, to keep your thoughts, feelings, and frequencies high, fast, and pure so that you can unlock the universe within. Okay?
Okay.
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 Bye,
Thanks,
y'all.
everybody.